Hey everybody, and welcome. Woohoo! Hope you guys are enjoying all the content. Now we've switched things up on this channel. We're on three channels, of course. We're on Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain X. Those are my three YouTube channels. We may have more adding in soon. Got to just do a few changes for that. So we're got the audience. It's over 10,500 subscribers. That's 10,500, so a big reach. So a big shout out to all the supporters out there. Do appreciate it. You guys have been with me for a couple of years now, so I really do enjoy that. Now we're moving into the crypto bull market. We're going to expect that really from October, maybe the US election, somewhere in between there, maybe even as late as the interest rate pivot, possibly later this month. But nevertheless, we think that's coming up. This is probably the last big shakeout in September, or Rectember, as some people call it. And then, of course, we have October in October. So really, things could turn around pretty fast. Now I've got a poll in the chat there. We've got what's the poll here? What have you done? Have you subscribed? Have you hit the bell and like button? Have you shared the channel? All of the above. I really appreciate that. It really does help. Of course, you can share the channel, maybe not on YouTube if you don't have a share button, access to community, but you can share it on X. That'd be perfectly good. Smash that all of above button there. I've got that poll on Hex Token channel and on Superman X. So smash it. That's the way to go. And of course, we're also on Pulsechain X as well, so big shout out to everybody over there. All right, what was I going to say? We've got 4 topics. I'm going to be changing this up. We've got something coming later on. I'm going to be making it a lot easier to follow the channel. We are a live stream show, so we do long format. I probably will do some more short film videos that aren't live streams coming up as well on particular projects that are really cool and sort of in the Zen space, in the TitanX space, in the Pulsechain space. And crypto generally, so probably have some special videos on that. But in the terms of the long format, I really do enjoy it. Have a good conversation with the community. Get in there, folks. Now, obviously, adding a lot more TitanX content in now. So obviously, TitanX is getting into the very close to the hyper deflationary phase of TitanX. So it's the time to really talk about it now. And of course, we're excited about where that's going to go. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to talk about crypto first. We're going to talk about Pulsechain, and we're going to talk about TitanX ecosystem, which is pretty big, so we've got a lot of topics there to cover. And then we're going to talk about X1 chain with Zen, so we're covering a lot of big founders. We're going to have Richard Hart, founder, of course, Pulsechain. We've got Jake Sharp for TitanX, and we've got Jack Levin there for the Zen. So, and things are really starting to warm up. You guys, the opportunities now for you guys are massive in these, massive. Cannot say it enough, and hopefully we'll illuminate that during the live stream. Now, obviously, I don't know how many YouTubers are out there doing TitanX content. Is there many? Let me know in the chat who's actually doing like daily, if not, twice a week kind of content. Let me out there. But certainly I'll be doing that daily pretty much from now on. Yeah, big shout out for that. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go into Lies Beneath, always in the alpha. How are you today? Very good. And of course, Hex Pulse incentive for the win, 100%. That is our maxi pulse chain strategy. And it's going to have its day in the sun. You don't worry about that. At the moment, it's a really accumulation phase. There's a lot longer than people expected, but of course, there's a court case, right, with ECC. So we've got to get through that. That's in October, so we'll get there. We'll get there in the end. What do we got there? We got Priority 1. Good morning, Superman. Good to see Priority 1 in the house. Always drop an alpha on TitanX ecosystem. Appreciate that. I'll try to catch the live show. More legends coming your way. That sounds pretty good. I like that. Anytime you want to interview Rudy, is easy to arrange. Yeah. Hey, let them know if he wants to, because if he's got his project coming out on Monday, let him know to contact me on X platform under Superman Crypto, and I might post that later on in the chat there. And Rudy can either come on tomorrow's show at this time if that suits him, or we can try and work out a different time. He can just TM me on Superman Crypto, and we can arrange that. I know that he's looking to do his big drop for the LGNDX or a Legend X token there to Titan Legend NFT holders. And you can see the Titan Legend NFTs behind me. This is just taken off. I just took this about 20 minutes ago. And you can see the prices there, 220 million TitanX. Obviously, TitanX prices moved up there. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. So tell him to hit me up and we'll get him on the show. And he can talk about all that's happening there. We've got quite a few holders in our Discord that hold Titan Legends or have been involved in any case. So definitely worth a lot of value there to our followers for sure. Hexile and how's it? TitanX LFG says Hexile. Hey, awesome. Now, we've got people in both chats. We've got people on Hex Token chats, people on Superman Crypto, and probably have potentially some on the Pulsechain X over there as well. Big shout. Welcome, Exile. Good to see you in the house there. And yeah, hit the poll, folks. Get on the poll and do some of those actions and support the channel as we ramp up TitanX, Pulsechain, and Zen influence. It's going to be pretty awesome. Going to play our part. Titan Legends LGNDX, TitanX hybrid. We'll get up to that later on. I might come back to your post. Let's jump through that when we get up to TitanX Legend. We've got Brian in the house, our community leader. Hey, gang, big shout out to Brian. Brian showed us something really cool in the Discord earlier. I'm really liking that. It's going to be pretty good, Brian. Tin Top's in the house there. What's up, Hexkins? Hey, good to see you, Tin Top. Always good to see Tin Top in the house as well. Big shout out there. All right, so without further ado, let's get into the markets. We're going to race through these topics. Let's see if we can do the show within an hour. Right? Let's see how we go. Let us get back to it. So, bam. All right, so we're going to stock market. Quick coverage of the stock market. S&P 500 slides on fresh economic worries ahead of the jobs report. And we saw the Dow Jones down 0.5%, 290 points to 40,755. Remember, Dow Jones got the top 30 industrials. The reason why we follow the stock market is because we know it has the relationship between the wealth effect, the momentum in the general markets. It's pretty important. And we also follow the economic news to know what are the big things moving the markets, because they do have a crossover to crypto every so often. You know, there's some degree of correlation there. S&P 500 down 30%, 16 points to 5,500. NASDAQ is up 0.25%, so that's good news. Up 42 points to 17,126. NASDAQ has all the tech companies in it, and we know the AI and things like that are really big at the moment, right? So US dollar is at 101. So I'm expecting US dollar, once we get the interest rate pivots, could start going below 100 on the index versus its trading partners. And that's what we're looking for. And what that would mean with the interest rate pivot later this month, potentially on the 18th, is a devaluation in US dollar, and the commodities really start to rally as well, not just crypto, but commodities too. At the moment, West Texas is up a 30%, 23 cents to $69. Brent oil, a barrel, is up 5 cents, pretty slight at $73. The big move, of course, has been gold. So I'm expecting commodities, gold and silver, to rally along with crypto. Stock market's already had a big rally. Expect that to have a bit of retrace like we've seen, and then maybe have a good Christmas rally on that too. Gold at the moment is up $3.50 to 2,546. And silver is up 6 cents to $29.16. Now, the target for silver is going to be something maybe $75 to $100 or $125 could be the silver on an interest rate pivot, right? So we'll see how that goes. Now, private payrolls miss expectations as the focus now shifts to Friday's payroll data. So we're going to obviously get that. I don't know if that's come out quite yet, but US private payrolls increased by less than anticipated in August, triggering worries about the health of the economy. Now, we know the Fed's basically trying to trade off employment for lower inflation, right, using interest rates. That's kind of the play, and also pulling back its second tool, which is monetary supply on the Federal's balance sheet, right, which is tapered off there. I think it's sitting at about $7 trillion at the moment. Private payrolls increased by 99,000 jobs in August compared to downwardly revised total of 111,000 in July. According to payrolls processed at ADP, it was the weakest month for the figure since January 2021. So it looks like the Fed has achieved its goal, right? But it wants more of a soft landing, not so much of a medium or hard landing. It's kind of why it's got to taper off the interest rates. Interest rates always have a big lag effect. I think it's been a pretty long effect this time, partly because people had made so much money when interest rates were so low, zero, and asset prices had gone up so much, they were able to live off their wealth, right? That being said, a lot of people are feeling the pain now. Economists had called for a reading of 144,000, only got 99,000, up from the original mark 122. The number of Americans filing for first-time unemployment benefits, meanwhile, came in at 227,000 in the week ending August 31st, a decrease of 5,000. So that's kind of good. From the prior week's levels of 232,000, forecasts had seen the number in line with last week's initial mark of 231,000 there. The data, which comes ahead of Friday's non-farm payrolls, that's going to be a big report. And I don't know if it's out yet, actually. What day is it? We're on Friday here. So these are Thursday's results. So tomorrow we'll be covering Friday's results, and that's got the non-farm payroll. That could be a big deal for where the markets are heading, particularly stock market, and whether that crosses over to crypto again. As a result of the confluence of disappointing data reports, investors are anticipating a growing possibility of a more aggressive monetary policy, including a potential 50 basis points a cut. We're currently at 5.5% of the federal funds rate. 50 basis points would take us to 5%. That's really good. That makes money cheaper, and that potentially lifts asset prices, not just stock markets, but crypto. But in the short term, we know that typically, historically, the stock markets had a bit of a pullback, a bit of a healthy correction possibly on that one. Now priced in a 45% chance of 111 basis points for policy easing by the end of the year. So 111 basis points is 1.1 percentage point. That would take us from 5.5 down to 4.4, right? So that's kind of where we're heading there by the end of the year. Cheaper money is good for the markets. Christmas rally looking really good with interest rate cuts. I think things are looking pretty good from that point of view. All right, so that is the stock market news. And of course, the next meeting for the Fed is coming up fast, thick and fast. And it's going to have about what we call a terminal rate. So terminal rate is the top rate. It's 5.5%. If we pivot on the 18th of September, that is our pivot, right? Our pivot right there. At the moment, 1 week and 5 days, 70 hours to go until that meeting. So looking pretty good. Still got the majority of the market though. 58%. Still expecting only 25 basis points compared to 50. But like I said, if that non-farm payroll comes out tomorrow, it could shatter the markets a bit and have a bit of a pullback in stock market. And of course, but it's going to be positive for interest rates and cheaper money moving into the end of the year, which should feed the rally. And we may see the money. Maybe the Fed starts to print money again, and that bolsters the asset prices as well. Let's see how we go. The US election's coming up on the 5th of November. I'm sure the incumbency wants to have a bit of a rally. And of course, the Fed's supposed to be neutral. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes there. They want to lift the stock market, and everything else before the end of the year. Let's see how we go there. Let's go to crypto. Well, crypto at the moment, unfortunately, Bitcoin is 56,388, down 3%. Bitcoin dominance still sitting at 55% though. Ethereum down 3%, $2,375. Everything's pretty much down. BNB, Solana, XRP. ADA though is up almost 1% at 32 cents after the Chang fork. Remember we had that a couple of days ago. And Tron there is pretty sit at 15 cents. Not doing too much. What else is looking interesting here? Arbitrum and Optimism, 2-second layers on Ethereum. They're both up slightly as well. And not much else to say about that. Let's jump over to Bitcoin, have a look at the hourly. This is the hourly chart on Bitcoin. So yeah, we've been sliding down, right? Once we had that death cross, right? We've been, not death cross on Bitcoin, but on Ethereum. Anyway, once we broke that 60K, we've been struggling to get back up there. We got all the way overnight, or just a couple of hours ago, actually. We got down to 55,636. We're currently at 56,281 there. But your trend is not your friend right now for Bitcoin. Let's jump over to the daily. Like I say, we're probably going to benefit from interest rate pivots here. So, like I say, we're only coming up there, not far away from the interest rate pivots. The chart's still looking okay, but the 50-day in yellow is coming towards the 200-day in blue, that average. And if that crosses over, that's a death cross. So we're still in the golden cross, but man, we need a rally out of here. This red line is the September month, which is normally negative, right? And so let's see how we get through here. We've got a volatility. We expect the volatility in August, September. We've had that. And hopefully we're going to pivot out after the interest rate cut here on the 18th out to the upside, hopefully slowly. Maybe it might take until the US election for that to kick off, or October after this red pie. That's October, and that should be more bullish, right, than US election on the 5th. If we get a Trump victory, man, that's going to be absolutely epic Christmas. And crypto and Bitcoin heading to 100K. We're still holding up at a pretty good price at 56. Makes that 100K a lot easier to attain. And let's see how we go. Ethereum at the moment is on the hourly here, just obviously moving down as well. Been down as low as 2,350, currently 2,373. Quite weak, right? Been quite weak. Looking at the daily, we did have a death cross. So unlike Bitcoin, which is still in its golden cross, we had that death cross on Ethereum and the 12th of August, and we've seen what's the gas prices on Ethereum. Super cheap, right? Super cheap. Sub one Gwei. If it gets to 2 Gwei, you complain. But sub 1 Gwei there has been pretty good. And if you've been minting Zen mints or Zen mining, then that's been fantastic, right? About $30 for 128 miners. People have been enjoying that. If you're ending hex stakes, it's been super, super duper cheap. And things like that on Ethereum. So, yep. At the moment, of course, we're holding up here. Let's see where we go. Obviously, we're going through that September volatility. Same macro picture as Bitcoin. And, of course, we've got interest rate pivots coming up on the 18th. And potentially we'll have 3 interest rate pivots, November and, of course, December. and that may be at 1.1 percentage points at the moment. So that's going to make money cheaper. Hopefully, money will flow into risk assets because obviously fixed assets prices will not be as favorable. You want to take a bigger risk, right, to get a better return, as well as having more money to do that. And the US election, like I say, if we get Trump victory and then game on, if we get a Harris victory, then communism and fascism and all that's coming to America in a way that you've never seen before. And of course, your children, you got to keep your children safe because they're coming for your children. That's pretty much it. All right, moving on from that. A little bit of politics in the middle there. Moving on from that, we got the coin market cap at the moment is on meme coins. So we see the top memes at the moment. Obviously, these are leverage plays. They're really good health check compared to the underlying assets. The top leaders there, like blue chips like Bitcoin, Ethereum. So our Dogecoin at the moment is at 14.4 billion, down 1.6% for weeks. So it's not too bad. It's kind of not moving too much. The further we go down the leaderboard, though, we start getting bigger moves over the weeks. The SHIB's down 6%. They're both down on 24-hour as well. And so on. Further we go down, like Bonk's down 11%, Brett on base chains down 16%, and they're also down the 24-hour 6-7% respectively. Dogecoin there on the Telegram ton network, that's down 18%, up 4% for the day. Market cap 552. What else there? PopCat is down 70% on Solana, 10% for the day. So you sort of see we're getting those big decreases there. Modcoin down 19%, 11% for the day. Pepe down, Pepe coin there down 24%, 7.7. And our favorite, of course, is Dogs on Bitcoin or Dogs on Rune. This has got to be a great pickup right now. Obviously, we get that pivot out of September, maybe in October. Then Dogs will be a massive leverage play. The holder numbers have been going up thousands in the last week. I think it's up heading towards 87,000 holders there. So even while the market's been going down, the holders have been going up. Is a very bullish sign. And currently the market $250 million, and currently down 7.5%, down 5% for the 24 hours. So lots of opportunities to pick up meme coins as well as part of your diversified portfolio. Total market on crypto is 1.97 trillion, down 3%, with a 24-hour volume down 18% at 62 billion. That's the play at the moment. All right, that leads us into Pulsechain. That's kind of our market coverage. I'm going to be changing my format a little bit, so you're going to be able to see which sections we're in. But we're going to get into Pulsechain next. It's our second topic. We've got 4 topics as usual. It's going to have our new format. Let's see here. We've got more Hex in the house there. Salute. Hey, good to see you, more Hex. Welcome. Don't forget to fill out the poll, everybody. And we're going to look to grow the channels and promote all the good stuff, right? All the good stuff. The crypto bull market will be epic, as the title says. TitanX, Pulsechain, X1. We're backing some real winners there, right? And they'll be in different orders. Kind of see it like TitanX, X1, Pulsechain. That's kind of probably the order we're going to play out with. Remember last bull market in 21, Hex kind of moved on the later side of things. It had all those parabolics, 13 parabolics, one of the 4 best performing ecosystems in the crypto. And of course, we're expecting some big things probably later than that. We're going to have to see what the October dismissal case has, but yeah, we're looking forward to that. All right, let's get into it without further ado. In fact, I'm going to pull up something here before I do that. Let me see whether they've got this, because that was pretty interesting. Let me go here, scroll that down, and all right, let's cover those 2 as well while I'm here. All right, let's get into it. Pulsechain. Let's go. All right, so Pulsechain at the moment, day 482 results. We've got the price there at quadruple 0322, down 2.3%. It was actually up overnight, but it's just come off the edge there a little bit. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0157, down 4.25%. The buy and burn at the moment is 968.9 billion, almost 969 billion. We've just hit 4.8% of the total public supply of Pulsex is now bought up and burned. And remember, Pulsex got an upgrade, and it's a very good upgrade, adding in stable swaps, which you also see on PancakeSwap. The big thing about that, of course, it's got better formula for having swaps between the leading stablecoins, but also it kind of gives you a new index stablecoin as well. It's a very clever way of doing that, and also allows big money to come over and earn on their stablecoins with providing liquidity for that. So it's a kind of a win across the board there, and also strengthens up the swappability and slippage on all the pairs that are bonded to those currencies. So it's a pretty good move there. Incentive token down 4.8%. And of course, the total supply of incentive is 41.4 million now. And of course, that's from the Pulsechain V1 farms. Hex at the moment is at just under 3900th of a penny on Pulsechain, and down 1.67%. EHEX had a bit of a green day too. It was slightly up at 1100th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX just below half a penny at the moment. So obviously a great accumulation zone for Pulse and Pulsechain, and these are the leaders, right? These are the blue chips. So we're, people, I know a lot of people are looking to pick up and accumulate now on the bottom. They think that sort of September is probably going to be the bottom. We've still got the caveat of the motion to dismiss in October, but it's such a lovely zone of pricing at the moment. DCA for the win for that, and of course reversal will be pretty exciting. Now we did have some news around the EHEX. Apparently the BankX has removed a lot of their liquidity. Apparently they've gone from 700 million down to 175. I haven't been able to verify that, but I've seen someone post about that. So that's bullish news for Hex on Ethereum, and it is up slightly today. So that's kind of cool. It just means a lot less resistance going through that 7/10 of a penny, even though it's miles from that at the moment, and it's only 1100th of a penny. But I think that's probably positive if that is the case. It does appear to be. So yeah, we'll try and find out more about that. The other thing, of course, is Richard Hart's been posting, and that's kind of cool. He just reminded us on the 5th there, why does the new Pulsechain version 1.0.7, now that's been upgraded, or I think there's already a version 8 or that subversion 8. So stable swap protocol code kick ass. Well, it kicks ass because if you left side of the stable swap off and it's 0.8% slippage, right side has it on and it's 0.5% slippage. So it just reduces that slippage dramatically, but also provides an income earning fee for large stablecoin holders that just want to park their money. So it's kind of cool. That's the different routing there on both sides. That's with quite a little liquidity in the stable swap currently. More liquidity, less slippage. So I expect to see that blow up, right? The liquidity provision in Pulsechain. So that's a major upgrade. Big shout out to Pulsechain dev Bretep out there and his team, doing a great job there. We did also get 4 hours ago from Richard Hart. Ethereum is the latest rec thing on these lists. It's only down 51% after it got an ETF. While stocks are doing all-time highs, while gold is doing all-time highs, while Pulsechain helped lower its gas fees. So obviously contributing to that. Obviously second layer protocols are booming on top of Ethereum. Ethereum's GOI has gone right down, but Pulsechain is still hundreds of times cheaper, nevertheless, and perfect for compounding. Freedom, of course, chain and true DeFi. A lot of those second layer chains do get turned off, have to get reset with the validators. And of course, Pulsechain has not had that problem. It's a layer one. It really does have that superiority as well. And we do have our own crew of developers out there. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see. That was from Richard. I thought that was kind of cool. Let's jump over to the rest of it at the moment. This is a summary of that. We've got gas prices at the moment, 180,000 beats, 0.2 of a penny for Pulsechain swap. Let's go to the validators. We've got 48,506 validators. The true DeFi, right? Having all those validators. 32 million pulses required to be a validator, and it's kicking some butt there. 1.55 trillion pulse is staked off the market. It's not on the market as well. That's kind of bullish. And the bridge sitting at 89 million. It's pretty similar to yesterday, isn't it? Something where I think it's not really much change there. We've been floating between, like 86 and 92 or something. Obviously, we want to get back over 100 million and beyond, but that's probably going to be something later on. Maybe if we get that motion dismissed in October, things could ramp up pretty fast on the old Pulsechain. We shall see how that all plays out. It's a little bit uncertainty, but maybe September is the bottom. We shall see. Definitely a good time to buy prices. Now, looking at the total market volume, we're $7 million in 24-hour volume, 215,000 transactions. So, that's pretty typical what we're having during the week these days. Yesterday, we had 15 million on a bit of an up market. So we can get those volumes up there, and maybe we'll get back over 25 million at some stage as well, 400,000 plus transactions. So, things can turn around pretty fast in crypto. What else we got going? We got the top performers at the moment. Volt token up 51%. PDGC, which has been crushing it. PDGC has been doing an amazing job. I see that's one of the best protocols. We're seeing a lot of influencers behind it now. K4K, what is it? GFX, crypto, whatever it's called. I always get trouble with his name, but there's a lot of people out there really like PDGC. Was it Moon King and others? I think all behind that as well. It's up 10% today. But the cool thing about it is actually not only did it 11 days ago, it flipped the Pulsechain in terms of, sorry, it reached parity with Pulsechain. It actually is now almost 2x Pulsechain now on PGC. So doing a great job there. We'll have a look at that chart. It's up 10% today. DWB meme coins up 8%. Crow's up 7%. Diehard is still up 3% after the big rally in PDI yesterday following the Pulsex upgrade. Peer is up there from the Hex, the Tangang, up 3.75. Are the Tangang still out there? Are they missing in action? I don't know. Let us know. I know there's a bit of a battle on that. We don't know drama channels, right? So we don't do the drama much. But I know that there was a bit of stuff between somebody and somebody. That's the way. Alien up 2.8%. So we got a little bit of movers today, not like yesterday, unfortunately, but there are a couple doing pretty well in PDCC. PGDC is doing amazing there. So let's have a look at PDC. I just want to go to the Pulse one there. Let me have a look here. We've got the PDC versus Pulse. Is that further down? Where did that go? I'm not sure that was up here somewhere. Pulsex, PDC versus Pulse. Where did it go? It was here before. Let's see here. How far down do I have to go? Sometimes you go way past it, right? PDC Pulse. There we go. 484K liquidity. And what I wanted to show here was not just the price doing great, right? So the price doing really great. This is the daily. Let me go full screen on this one. That's the daily chart for PDC. So one of the best performers, one of the best projects, without a doubt, on Pulsechain. You can see the charts proving that over time while Pulsechain's going down. Now, if we flip this from US dollars to Pulse, we can see how magnificent it really is. Because versus Pulse, where Pulse is going down, this has been going up. Look at that, beautiful. Not only did it do a nice little arch there, but it actually broke out of that to the upside. So you can see that this on the right hand side is the ratio, and you can see that it was sitting at about 1 to 1. So it finally reached parity with Pulse back here, and this was back on the 26th. But since then, it's absolutely taken off, and it's at 1.9. So one PDC will get you 1.9 Pulse at the moment. That is a really successful protocol. And of course, it's a DAO. It's got reflection tokens. It's got other tokens that are helping that with it as well, like UFO, and I think Alien also is related to this one. So doing pretty well. So I wanted to mention that. So that's pretty much our Pulsechain coverage. Hex, of course, people are mining Hex there. One of the 4 best coins. Last bull market in 21. We don't know if we've got the data out yet. No, we haven't got the data out for day 1739, and of course day 482. Not out yet, so we might just move past this one and maybe talk about it tomorrow. What do you reckon? We'll do that. All right, let's get into our third topic. We're going to get into TitanX. Let's go for that. Let me just, I've got to pull up a different screen altogether. It's all on another setup, so let's do that. Let's see who else has done the chat first before we do. Let's see what else we got in there. Who's jumped in here since I've been talking? Don't forget to get in the poll as well. Fill out the poll. I'd appreciate that. Support for the channel is much welcome. Brian says, in the Millennium Falcon or on the scooter Wookie? Well, he likes skateboard. He likes the skateboard. I think he parked his Millennium Falcon. I think it broke down. And his scooter, I don't know if he's got a scooter, but he's definitely got a skateboard. That'll probably be a skateboard. Because Wiki says he's on the move. He's on the move. What else? We got Brennan in the house there, our TA guru, one of our moderators. Howdy, Superman and family. Hey, Brennan, hope you're doing well. Crushing it out there. Check my pulse. Good evening, Superman and family. Hey, check my pulse. I'm enjoying it. Hope you are. And Wookie, birthday hangover. Yeah, Brennan had his birthday yesterday. He's probably got a hangover. Let's see here. Check my pulse says, feeling very fortunate to have unscathed past 4 years with RH Crypto. While many have not been able to say the same, stay focused. I believe nothing is more valuable than what I sacrifice for a JMO. Nice one there. Check my pulse. We've got Doug in the house as well. Mint stake share is amazing. Hey, look, I know Crypto Pride is pumping that, but it's very risky. I know the share price has done pretty well, but it's not something I typically like to promote. Those projects, I could promote those all day long. Those projects, but you know, I don't like the way those are set up. They're kind of traditional there for the first in first served, get the best deal. Referrers get the best deal. So I'm a little bit cautious about those kind of projects. So yeah, but I appreciate you getting in there. I'm getting $400 a day compounding MS token. Yeah, Binance Chain 1,000 per day. Yeah, no, but it's extremely risky. And like I say, it has some of those classic ROI protocol problems. Unlike TitanX, which has kind of solved it all with the buy and burn, deflation, etc. So, but I appreciate it, Doug. It's definitely an opportunity for some people out there. All right, they like to take the risk. I like to take the risk, but I'm a bit more in the middle of the road. All right, so let's jump into it. We're going to get into TitanX. Shall we do it? Let's do it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's not muck around. All right, enough of that. Oh, yeah, I got big. What the heck happened there? Oh, yeah, I better bring in the screen there. Bam. All right, there we go. All right, so this is the top performers at the moment on the projects that are live on TitanX. We've got Blaze. Blaze at the moment is up 17.5% at $2.29. So blazing. Titan Blaze absolutely crushing it. We've got Hyper. Now, Hyper, I picked this like a gem yesterday. Was the day before. We were just talking about it in Discord. I was saying, oh, Hyper looks like it's about to go start breaking out and on the chart because it was sort of like inching up on the chart. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that's up to 15.5% at the moment. TitanX is number 3, up 14.3%, and Inferno there up at 13%, doing great as well. DragonX up of almost 4% there as well. Had a bit of a pullback in the old DragonX. Had a bit of whale selling, a bit of redistribution ahead of Hydra coming up, so that's to be expected. And of course, that we got more holders over $1 billion, so it's generally a good thing. You get a bit of short-term pain for longer-term gain. And of course, Hydra coming as well, going to be bullish for TitanX and Dragon X. So that's going to be cool. We're going to look it through all Jake Sharp's updates as well as Eric's updates on TitanX and Dragon X. So stay tuned for that coming up. Jake X, the big meme coin, along with Titan Legends, about to launch their next one. So we're going to talk about that too. It is down 2.5% at the moment, but has been crushing it. It's got over 1/10 of a penny, so absolutely pretty amazing on small liquidity. But man, that has performed like a boss. Helios at the moment is down 13%. And a Baby Dragon X there is down 20% at the moment on the Baby Dragon X. So those are kind of the projects at the moment. And we've got tons launching, right? Tons launching. We're going to start off with TitanX because it is the medium of exchange. Now, if you don't know anything about the TitanX ecosystem, TitanX is the layer 1. It's the medium of exchange. All the other protocols are either layer 2s or layer 3s. In other words, they're built on top of TitanX at different layers. Layer 3 is kind of built on the layer 2s, etc. And we've going to have an explosion of protocols launching. So we've already got tons launched already. We're going to have an explosion of projects launching coming up. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And you're arriving just too early. I reckon you've got about a week to get in on this current price level. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up paying on the next price level, etc. As this ecosystem just goes hyperbolic. It's going to be absolute crazy, right? So I've been saying that the last couple of days. Time is ticking. Even with the price going up, time is ticking. You've got to get in at a certain price range because TitanX is going to go deflationary sooner than later, right? So we're talking about possibly the second half of September, October. Things could go nuts because the market's going to front run the end of the major inflation coming up for TitanX, which may make TitanX mining profitable again very, very soon. Potentially, some people saying around the vortex on the 19th, maybe a little bit after that, we shall see. Can happen pretty quick. We don't need much of a rise in the rates. I think we need just to get to 1,000, lose a 1,000. That would probably get us to the break even on the miners on TitanX. And then above that, we could start probably mining. So once we get over 1,000 there, could be mining a TitanX. Imagine that. That's insane. You guys, this is insane. Anyway, so we're up 14.7% on the 24-hour. That is doing pretty well. Let's have a look at the full chart and get in there with the comments about TitanX. If you've got any comments, put them in the chat. Try to read those out. So I've changed the color. Hope you guys can read it. Is that easier to read? Let me change the format. Let me change the view here. Let's go down to the bottom here. How does that work? Does that work pretty nice? And let's see who else. So kind of cool. That is all the projects that we're expecting. So we've got the Inferno coming up. All right, the Inferno's coming up. We're going to go have a look at that. So that's going to burn. Is it going to burn 1.5 trillion? What do you guys reckon? Week 4, it burned. We burned a certain amount, 330 billion. Week 5, it burned. Was it 700 billion? Week 6, it burned, or cycle 6, it burned over 1.1 trillion. What's it going to do? Cycle 7, it's about to start later today, tonight, my time. Actually early morning, coming up tomorrow, early morning tomorrow, my time. And then, of course, cycle 8 is coming up after that. What will that do? Well, that's going to outdo 7. Now, the rate goes down from 0.7 down to 0.65, but the price gets burned up and pushed up. So the ROI stays profitable. This is going to be pretty crazy to see Inferno play out. So really excited about that. Huge sync of TitanX coming out. We've got the last month of inflation coming out with TitanX, but that's huge sync for that. Obviously, we've got the crazy one talking about Titan Legends. You can see those in the background. Let me move that chart there. You can see the Titan Legends that's on the NFT marketplace at the moment. Pretty cool. They all got different rarities and things like that, but they're about to get dropped. They're big tokens, so we're going to talk about some of that. Yeah, so that's coming up. This is on the 9th of September I've got here. So it could be the Monday. Then we've got Hydra coming up potentially, well, I say potentially, most likely next week is the expectation. They're filing audits and stuff like that. So I've got that on the 11th here for Hydra. That is massive, right? That's Jake Sharp's project. And of course, fronting that is Eric from DragonX. That is pretty cool. Potentially Ouroboros is going to testnet next week. So I've upgraded this from yesterday. Ouroboros, they're coming out. Stablecoin, yield bearing. It's going to be pretty cool. This is a real DeFi hitting, not an RI protocol, but DeFi hitting the TitanX ecosystem. So you've got expanding offerings in TitanX. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. So that's coming out, and testnet expected next week. And then what are we going to have after testnet? We're going to have the protocol itself launched. Is that how quick it's going to happen? That could be by the 23rd of September. We shall see. But definitely testnet work is expected for Ouroboros and stablecoin coming to TitanX in that early. So pretty cool. And then we get to the middle, right? We get Flux. Flux Flux is under audits at the moment. So that could be as early as 6th of September or so. We shall see when that launches. They're currently doing audits, only a couple of days between that, and then they're going to launch Flux. That could be really huge. So that's coming up, and then maybe it launches in the second half of September. So you got all the stuff in September, folks. It's absolutely mad crazy. And then we've got the yellow, right? Yellow Vortex Hyper. That's going to be epic. Over 300 ETH in that. What's it? Well over $700,000, I think, at the moment. That could get, maybe it hits $1 million by the time it comes out. It's getting pretty big. And then we got the Hyper 96-day payout. Probably about 70 billion in there. That's in Hyper that's coming out into the market. That's probably really the only supply addition because the supply of Hyper is getting burned off. It's 1.1 trillion when we looked at it. So that's kind of cool. And we're still in September. We've got Vault potentially coming out at 23rd of September. So that's pretty epic as well. And then maybe even we have a Pulsar coming out in September, second half of September. And then, of course, the Felix possibly as early as the 23rd of September. This is just September. Look at this thing. It is madness of awesomeness. This is going to be amazing. Now, some of these projects take ETH. Some of these projects take TitanX. Some of them take multi-tokens. And it's going to be insane to see all this play out, as you can see. And then we get into October. And we've got Element 280 in October. Potentially Viper, second stage of Vault, right? And Viper coming out. And then X28. Makes most sense that it's going to launch in October because of the 369 payout. This would make DragonX even bigger. We've got about half a dozen projects making the DragonX whale and TitanX bigger. So that would be, if they have more shares, people are burning shares, X28, then that would make sense. And then DragonX would get bigger. All makes that self-fulfilling flywheel continue going there. And the 369 payout, of course, huge, right? So I think last time we checked it, we were sitting at 6.2 million. So I'm going to say it's like 6 million at the moment with the price down a little bit. And then a DragonX buy and stake. So pretty awesome. That's just October. And of course, we get further afield. We start getting into Titan Game and Shadow Protocol. Maybe November onwards. It's going to be pretty awesome. And then Titan Farms coming into maybe December, January. That's just my guess, of course, because you're going to thicken up the liquidity pools, add more incentives as the system matures. It's going to be pretty epic. So, and there's other projects that are not on this list. So you can see how bullish everything is looking. The other thing, of course, is that TitanX inflation is coming out, and most of it's going to be out by the 5th of October, with a little bit in October and virtually none in November. But the TitanX mine is probably going to be profitable potentially again by mid-September, maybe October at the latest. There, it is looking pretty bullish given where everything is heading. So, like I said, I think you only got like a week. Maybe you haven't even got that, but a week there heading into Hydra. You probably got that sort of amount of time to get your position set there for TitanX, and if you're hyper mining, and of course Hydra coming up as well. Lots of opportunities to make mad gains here on TitanX at the moment. So pretty cool. So that's kind of our overview at the moment. The price, of course, we had a couple green candles there, sitting at 70,000 or 700. Let me say this again: 6 zeros, 7,200 on the price at the moment. Yesterday we got to 7,500. So fun times in the old TitanX ecosystem there. All right, that is TitanX. Let's get out of there, and we're going to go into some of these other ones. Before we do, let's go through some of the chat and see what else there. We got Bad Sport says Inferno a mint tomorrow from 2 o'clock UTC. Yeah, let's jump into Inferno before I was going to go to DragonX. Let's go to Inferno though. And we can see Inferno here at the moment. Chart looks fantastic too. Yesterday we had the price got up to 5 zeros, 1129. So it actually lost a zero, still lost a zero now. It was at 6 zeros, now 5 zeros. This is the future of these protocols, losing zeros one after another, right? We see that at the moment we're currently at 5 zeros at 1058, so 1058, doing really, really well. Market cap at 1.9 million, so a lot of upside here for this project. It's still in the inflation phase, and of course we've got the inflation coming out. We've got cycle 7 about to start, sorry, and so yeah, we've got more inflation coming today. ROI at the moment 11% on the old Inferno, and we've got 4.3 trillion Titan has been deposited. Total Inferno minted 3.6 trillion so far, with 1.8 trillion burned already. That is 50% of Inferno is burned already, and we've got round 7 for the inflation coming up, and of course that is in 13 hours and 19 minutes. How much will it do? Did over 1.1 trillion for cycle 6, cycle 7 starting in 13 hours. Will it do 1.5 trillion? Will it do more, something like that, or do similar to last week? I don't know. You let me know in the chat what you think about that. The burn, of course, is capturing a lot of that value also. We've got over 1 trillion TitanX in there at the moment, with about $800,000 with the buy and burn ticking away every wee while there, every 30 minutes or so. So looking pretty good is that. So that's kind of cool. Looking pretty good for the bull. And of course, we've got the next project associated is going to be out soon too. So looking forward to that. All right. That is that. Let's get out of Inferno. Now we're going to have a quick look at the DragonX. Actually, we'll go to TitanX first. TitanX. No, we've done TitanX. Let's go to Hyper. We've got any more comments from about that? Bad Sports says long time no see. LFG. We've got Trent in the house there. Hey, everybody. Hey, good to see you, Trent. Trent always crushing it. Bad Sports said, did you see TBDC run today? Yes, I did see that. Was it, who was buzzing that? Crypto Bra? Was it somebody like that was talking about that? A couple of influencers actually. I did see that post. Titan Bitcoin, yeah, performed extremely well, didn't it? It's pretty small volume if I remember rightly though. Pretty small volume. All right, so let's jump over to Hyper at the moment. Now Hyper is looking spectacular. Like I said yesterday, I was talking before it moved here, right here before it moved. And I said, oh, that's looking pretty good for a breakout because it's just been slowly creeping up. And given the fact that it's only got 1 trillion tokens, it just seemed like a no-brainer for the old Hyper. Let's pull up the Hyper chart. Let's see, here we go. Hyper chart there. This looks like really good opportunity to get leverage play now on TitanX. This requires Ethereum, remember. The yield at the moment, look at that, 333% for an ROI on a miner. It's a good time to get into mining. Yeah, so a lot of opportunities, different strategies. We talk about strategies in our strategy club. So if you want to join our strategy club, the link's in the video description. So yeah, it is looking pretty damn good. 333%. How high will that go? Could go a lot higher. So pretty exciting. Now at the moment, you can, let's have a look at the buying bin. What's it, where I was heading? Yeah, the payouts at the moment. You got that payout coming out, like I say, on the 19th, along with the Vortex. Currently, it's $239,000 on that. 67.5 billion Hyper coming there for the stakers. So that's coming out soon. And of course, how many days is that? It's about 10 days away. And then we also have the Vortex operating, right? The Vortex kicking in. That's $773,000, as I said earlier. Set 326 Ethereum, so that's coming in. It's got to go buy TitanX, right? And then burn Hypers. And at the moment, we've got, look at that. It just keeps going up and up and up. So people are loving this yield, right? And so spread it out, get out, and then re-share it, tweet it around, get people involved, because there could be some mad X returns there for people that get in now. Now is really cool. It's going to be good for a while, but you want to get in now for sure. TitanX is going hyper deflationary in October, if not September. So, you know, you need to get on it. That's the way we're talking about it. All right. So like I say, payout's pretty cool. We talked about the buy and burn. Look at that. Almost $1.2 million. That's with ETH going down slightly. And we got 497 ETH. It flipped the Vortex, can you believe it? Flipped the Vortex, and which got 326. And the Vortex is opening up, but this is 497. So we've got 3 buy and burns. TitanX V2. We've got the buy TitanX buy and burn, and the Vortex there kicking away. It gets 8%. Remember, of all the mining, ETH goes in here. So that's going up as well. The hyper buy and burn, 935 million, sorry, $935,000 in there, just below 1.3 trillion in there, buying and burn hyper. So that's ticking away very, very nicely indeed. And like I say, the stats here, look at this. Supply only 1,149 billion. There's not much mining coming out at the moment for at least another 30 days or so. And so we might start getting some shorter term miners possibly with this ROI going up. Haven't seen the latest check there, but man, this is ETH is starting to really pile into hyper, and yeah, it's looking awesome. Now, what was I going to say about that? Yeah, the only thing coming out is on the 19th, sorry, with the payouts that's coming out there. So that payout in the hyper there is coming out 67.5 billion, but that's relative to the total supply. That's not not the end of the world there at all. Very low supply. Remember, DragonX is 5.4 trillion, but it's got Hydra coming. TitanX sitting at about 56 trillion last time I looked at it. So this is a very, very good indeed. And we seem to have the propensity of people holding. So it's not bad there. All right, there are tools. You can use the calculator to work out what your staking yield is and mining and stuff like that. So remember that if you want to use that. Now, if you want to access any of these projects that I'm talking about, TitanX Hub is the way to go. So let me post that. If you want to check out any of these projects. They have everything that you need on this. This is by Mike Dean. Brennan says the color is better. Thanks for that. Yeah, for the TitanX map. Yeah, it's exclusive to this channel, right? We're mapping the projects over the TitanX chart. Yeah, there we go. A TitanX Hub. Check it out if you want to follow up on any of these things. All right. Remember always to do your own due diligence, not financial advice, all that good stuff. All right, so that is where we're going at the moment. That is hyper looking good for the mining. Good leverage play on TitanX, and you're nice and early still. So get ready, pretty cool. And you know what the roadmap is, right? You know what's coming up, as I say. So this thing here, probably going to keep breaking up to the upside. Could have a relativity play as well. We've moved up from 4.7 to 4.7 TitanX to 1 hyper and to 4.83 today. This could start racing away. So let's have a flip up from US dollars to TitanX, and we could see this start to run away. That's the hourly. Let's go to the daily. So at the moment, it's kind of flatlining side, but we might actually see it break to the upside. So we'll keep a lookout for that because we've got a lot of value going there at the moment. That being said, Hydra's coming out. It's going to be bullish for TitanX and DragonX, and of course all those other protocols too. So it's going to be fun to see this play out. But market cap at the moment 4.7 million, while the others are way up, right? So the waves are way up. We've got we've got 57 million for TitanX now and 49 million for DragonX. So I think Hyper could really re-rate on that big time, and that would be a nice ratio play there potentially. Okay, so that is that. Let's get into the others. I think we're going to talk about DragonX. So let's do that. DragonX, of course, is like we talked about TitanX being the medium of exchange. Kind of you need that for all these protocols. But DragonX is kind of like the store of value, the T-share. It really is pretty awesome. That's obviously the big whale on TitanX. It's got the big stakes, about 36% or so, and of course getting a huge payout from the 369 payout on the 369 payout for TitanX, which is coming up pretty soon. So if we scroll down, we can see the next payout is in 55 days. That's on the 30th of October. It's going to be epic and some millions of dollars, right? So it's going to be pretty fun. In fact, let's have a quick look at how big that is on the TitanX page. And we can see to the payouts, if we get the staker payouts, we can see the payout is currently, with ETH down. ETH has been coming down, of course, this couple of days. That's down to $5.9 million, but there's 2,500 ETH in the 369 payout. You can see it's 85% the way through. It's going to get paid out there on the 30th of October. And so that's a huge deal. Now, what that means is that the whale, DragonX whale, is going to currently get quite a bit of that. So let's have a look. It's going to get $2 million, almost $2.1 million. That's 880 ETH. But if we have X28 coming out in October, people burn their shares, then the DragonX it can't burn its shares. It has to keep buying TitanX and staking it. It will lift the game. But of course, if we get TitanX goes profitable in the miners in October, if not earlier, then that may end up filling up all these payouts, right? The 8-day payout, the 28-day payout, the 9-day payout. So DragonX staking gets even more valuable, right? As TitanX goes hyperdeflation. You see the madness here? It's a madness of genius, and Jake Sharp has pulled it together, and it all seems to be playing out. So there we go. You don't want, you got to be with the winners, right? You got to be with the winners. Or otherwise you won't have chicken dinners. You won't have chicken dinners if you don't eat with the winners. All right, enough of that. All right, so the price is going up pretty well at the moment, sitting at 9140. The ratio at the moment, 12.44. Now, we did obviously have a bit of whale redistribution. That's a good thing, especially with the propensity that's going on in the wider TitanX market. So that's kind of cool. And we'll be looking out to see whether this here can breach out. So far, the top of the ratio has been 15, 15. So let's have a look at TitanX ratio. Keep looking at the ratios relative to TitanX and relative to each project. Kind of gives you a good idea of which is the stronger of them, and to some degree. And we can see, yeah, this is the ratio chart now. So 15 up here was the top, 1509, and we're currently at 1244. We had obviously some whales redistribution there. Some of the top ones actually, whale number, I think 4 and 5, and a couple others. And we had some more players as well. Selling some of their bags down. That gets redistributed to new people because obviously we're getting new people all the time. Let's go have a look at the TitanX there. It is the super whale, right, in the TitanX system. Only going to get more powerful. It's only going to grow. Yeah, 2,281. So we only hit 2,000 a while back. So we're growing there. Imagine this being 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. Man, that's going to be epic. And you do need redistribution from whales and large players. So you will get volatility in the chart over time. And yeah, we saw activity from a couple of these whales here, number 116. We saw it from this one here, 81D. They sold a bit down. So you've got a couple of them, and they redistribute that wealth, right? They get paid to exit, but that's where we are at the moment. So kind of cool. Now let's have a quick look at how many accounts are over 50. 1 billion. Let's see the 1 billion crew. We're going to scroll down through there. And let's look for the 1 billion crew, because this has been growing, right? This redistribution has been growing, and it means more people coming in. As you can see, we've had 300-400 people at least last week or something. So yeah, let's scroll down, and we're sitting at 560. So I think about 3 days ago we're sitting at 551. So we're up 9 people that are holding now 1 billion tokens or more, and that's a good thing to see, right? So slowly and surely things will probably start going parabolic at some stage on that one. So that's kind of cool. So TitanX looking pretty good. Now, obviously, Hydra's coming, and it's going to benefit both TitanX and TitanX and burn TitanX off the market. So how high will this ratio to TitanX get? 2.4 now. Will it get to tens of X's, 100X? We shall see. But of course, those whales have different options to do, with their switch there. Now, we only have a limited amount of TitanX in the pool, and LP positions can be changed as well. So, not everybody can get out and switch their TitanX into Hydra. What I suspect is we'll have a lot of the TitanX that's out with 56 trillion that will be entering Hydra instead. So you can see that we could end up having a lot more TitanX in here, and the ratio goes up, right? So that's the logic as TitanX gets burned, right? We're going to talk about that when we get up to Jake Sharp's updates on that. So I think we've gone through some of the majors there. Obviously, Blaze is crushing it, up 17-18%. And you can see these charts are unabating. We had big volume come in yesterday, 1.6 million. Yeah, 1.7 million on the 24-hour. Look at that, huge volume. And this is pumping $2.28. So that's a 2.9. It's doing pretty well. What else? And we talked about Inferno already. That's going to opening up, taking potentially tonight. Could do it tonight over the next 24 hours. Take off 1.5 trillion TitanX. Man, that's going to be crazy. JKX, the meme coin, has been doing pretty well. That's pretty flat at the moment. But the cool thing about JKX is that it's related to Titan Legends, and they're about to drop their new token. And of course, look at that. What a great chart. I mean, that's a small liquidity, but still, what a massive there. Got up to 1/10 of a penny. Just jumped through all the zeros. Look, keep losing zeros. Would have had 5 zeros down here, and now it's only got 2 zeros. So what an absolute blaster there. That's a little, you add that meme coin into your mix, and it's up 22,000% from the bottom there in 57 days. Pretty epic, eh? So there's about to be another one dropped on Monday. So we'll see how that goes. Helios, down, and Babe TitanX down at the moment, but I'm sure they'll pick up later on. That's kind of the play there on that. And of course, we know that the inflation for TitanX itself is going to go hyper deflationary soon. And like I say, we're just going through these trillion candles at the moment. We've got a week of trillion candles. Then we're going to have a bit of a break from the trillion candles. Then we've got, by the time 15th of September, we've got the 3.8 trillion. So we've only got 2 trillions left. We've got 3.8 trillion. Those are the 3 large candles. They're gone by the time we get to 16th September. And then, as I said, we've got the the Hydra before that. That's going to burn off a lot of TitanX and TitanX. And then by the time we get to the 19th, 20th of September, we've got the Vortex opening up, another buy and burn, our 3rd buy and burn. kicking into TitanX. So, man, the supplies is going to get eaten up. And then by the time we get up to the 26th of September, we've got the last of our candles, right? We've got 5 candles in a row. And then we're going to be going down. After that, we get to the 2nd into October. In October, we've only got 2 trillion candles. And then we're downhill from there. It just dies off. But, of course, by October, we're probably going to have more miners come up. But they're going to go further out, probably, generally speaking, depending on the ROI, right? So as the ROI picks up, the miners will be shorter, but they'll probably go longer, like we've seen with Hyper. So that's kind of the play. But man, it's going to be about to go to hyper deflationary, and you guys know all those projects coming up are absolutely epic. Now, all the projects are on this list at the moment, and there's some that are not on here. Just take that into account. So the second layer, third layer protocols built on top of TitanX are expanding all the time. Hyper deflationary, it's going to be go up, and away. Pretty exciting. All right, so that's kind of the play there at the moment. Let's jump away from there, and let's jump away from that. And let's check out some of the updates from Jack Sharp. Let's see if we've got any more comments in the chat there. Brendan says, I like chicken dinners. Trent says, awesome streams. You're killing it. Hey, thanks, Trent. Appreciate that. Big shout out. Did I cover my face today? Was it steamed chicken? I don't know about steamed chicken, but I do like chicken. All right, so hopefully this my cameras are right. Let's get into some of these updates here. This is from everything from Jake Sharp, so the founder of TitanX. Yeah, he's changing the game. You're looking for those top 4 or 5 ecosystems or coins for the bull market. Well, obviously TitanX for me is pretty much one of those. It is a no-brainer now. We're looking really good, and you're still early, right? This is the week. I reckon you got a week to get in this price range. It's going to be taken off after that, so it's already rising. So you get my point. So we had Fossum there. TitanX ecosystem is completely depegged from the rest of the crypto market. That's the other thing that's going on at the moment. Well, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other blue chips are down. Everything related to TitanX is up. Why keep losing your money when you can stay invested in the best performing crypto asset? And it's going deflationary soon, so it's just going to go even bigger. Join on to the big bags. That's all we can say. We got Jake Sharp there 7 hours ago. Good morning, and he's posting all the charts there, looking like a boss. What else we got there? Ouroboros protocol. We talked about that stablecoin stuff coming up. Like I said, I hope you're looking forward to minting some USDX. So that's going to be the token, the stablecoin for TitanX. The first one is in not too distant future, and they got this really cool video promoting this. So you can see that it's looking pretty badass. I might play a little bit of it just so you can see it. It's got a soundtrack, but it's probably copyright, so I'm not playing that. That's ticking away. It's got a cool little video there. Very cool. Look at that. Stablecoin coming to TitanX. Is that awesome? I think it's pretty epic. They're going to have yield bearing as well. Lots of other features on there. It's going to be pretty crazy. Testnet next week. How about that? So looking pretty good. All in September, right? All in September. Crazy. Mint ORX coin end of September. Mint USDX within 28 days. It's going to be pretty amazing. DragonX and TitanX at launch. Look at that. Pretty badass, right? Really cool. Lift off for sure. A great video too, promoting that. So kind of cool. I might as well play the whole thing now that's kind of playing. Very good visuals. And it gives you that fascination about where this goes. I love it. It's a very a dream-like place. A fee staking yield. When you stake your ORX yield farms for USDX deposits, no annoying redemptions and protections of our assets, a true next-gen stablecoin solution, no lazy forks or anything like that. TitanX is bringing back true DeFi. How about that? TitanX is kind of like the ROI protocol DeFi 2.0. It's kind of like that. So a pretty cool video there from Ouroboros. Looking pretty good. So that is testnet next week. That is huge. You can see how big the system's going to get. They're trying to obviously get Overnight Tech on at the moment to do coverage because a lot of these big influencers, they miss these projects. They miss Hex. They miss Hex. They miss miss TitanX, and it's quite late before they get on board. And then it's like, oh well, this is the way it goes. 600 members on Hydra. So Hydra's coming out probably next week, end of next week maybe. Obviously that's expected time frame. They said within 2 weeks was the last comment, so that would make next week. And if you want to join the actual Hydra Telegram group, I strongly suggest you doing that. And you can, I'll post a link there to the Hydra Telegram. Hydra Telegram. You get on early, you get all the alpha early, right? And that's what you want to do. Be ahead of the curve. or you can join our Discord strategy club, and then that link's in the description. $35 a month, really good value, covering all these alpha things. Going to make you tens of X's potentially if you get in nice and early. All right, so there we go. Hydra Telegram. Who else has jumped in here? We've got Toxic in the house. Come on, man. Hey, Toxic, hope you're doing well. What is it? Steamed Hexhog. That's funny, man. That's funny. I know that Hexhog won't like that, but that's pretty funny. All right, that's going to be the comment of the day so far. All right, so what else we got there? 14 hours ago, reminder, allowed to share the comments. So obviously, we'll move past that one there. Hydra Crypto, the Telegram growing fast. So join up today. Get all the offer for that. We're going to jump through these. I'm not going to read out every comment, just the ones I think focused around the bullishness of the ecosystem. Let's jump through that. Scroll through all that. This is from Jake Sharp, of course. We're going through his posts. Go through all that. In simple terms, the build on ethos is what we stand for. Yeah, it's better to have 10 rock solid flywheels protocols than 100 value draining crappy ones. Yeah, I agree with that. As the community continues to grow and get stronger, it's all up to us to keep messaging and enforcing the build. So if you're out there in the ecosystem, definitely get out and do that. Fair launch, no illegal ICOs, SACs, or pre-sales. Yeah, do you get people get sick of ICOs and then you've got these VCs and early people dumping on everybody else? Yeah, that's why I avoid the risky ROI protocols, because they offer you 1-2% a day, and but it does work if you're at the beginning, as long as they don't rug pull straight away. But it's kind of a bit in early you get the money. If you're not, you get rugged, and of course referrals to play a role in that. Performance-based dev rewards paired with TitanX burn lock stake TitanX. Yeah, if the bullets follow this ethos, they get rewarded with the loyal community that does incredibly marketing for them and get incubated and grown together. And of course, we saw that on the TitanX chart, how many projects there are. So it really is cool. All right, let's jump past that, and we'll scroll back up there. Now, a lot of people are getting these green profiles, so that if you want to get one of those, you can just go to app.titanx.win.share, and you can actually create a green profile for your X profile. Pretty easy to do there. So if you want to do that, I'll post a link to that in the chat there so you guys can pick that up. That's a green circle for X profile. Now they're everywhere now, right? So the bigger they get, the more people see them. They're wondering what the heck's going on here. So it's kind of cool. Let's see here. That is the link to the strategy club. If you want to join up, yeah, definitely do that. And that is the green circle for X profile as well. All right, I keep covering my own face, but that's cool. Let's jump forward here. And what else there? Jump to that. Yeah, we covered the Ouroboros. It's going to be coming up. Testnet next week. We've got there some cool charts. Let's see here. Are you excited for Hydra? Yes. So yeah, 135 votes so far. 83 in there at the moment. So don't forget to get out there and participate in that. Let's jump through here. Now this is pretty important. So for those wanting more info on Hydra, this should help you a lot. We post this in our strategy club, so you get this intel early, because I always post these when I go through everything. We've got Hydra deflates TitanX and DragonX at the same time. All right, so Hydra, that's coming out next week probably, maybe at the end of the week possibly. They have obviously we're doing their audits, and if everything is good, then maybe we'll get it as early as mid-late next week maybe. Hydra deflates TitanX and DragonX at the same time. 20% of TitanX to DragonX vaults. All right, so 20% of the TitanX goes to the DragonX vault, locked and restaked forever. So the the DragonX whale gets bigger and bigger, and 20% of DragonX bought off the market is burned. So there we go. That's coming up. That's a key feature there. Remember, there's not going to be any staking in the Hydra, and the Hydra itself is going to get burned off with the rest of it. And so it's hyper bullish for TitanX, DragonX, and Hydra. And of course, yeah, it's going to be fun to see. There's no staking, so the ROI is going to be really relatively high, and it's going to be pushed out longer term, right, rather than short term, because there's no staking there. So two key things to remember. And that's why Dragon's going to get bigger and more powerful. What else? We're going to jump through some of these. Jake says 3 hours ago, my guess would be that Hydra has the chance to be the second biggest TitanX burner in the build on TitanX ecosystem, right? So that's behind DragonX, no doubt. Or what actually be behind TitanX. So is it going to be in front of DragonX? That'd be interesting. I guess it depends which way you define that. So I guess ultimately it is the biggest burner there behind the TitanX itself, with the V2 burns kicking away. Kind of cool. First is X28, and second, okay, that's the way it's going. First is X28. That's going to be massive, potentially in October, right? That's what we're expecting it because of the share burning and making DragonX bigger. We shall see. Second is Hyper and Hydra Tide. So Hyper and Hydra Tide is second there. So that's the way he's talked about that. That's pretty cool. What else we got there? Not financial advice, he says. So that is that there is 3 hours ago. So that was pretty cool. Little intel. Let's jump up here. Jump up there. And what else we got there? ETH loss, TitanX up. Yeah, so ETH is down 17-18% the last 60 days. But TitanX, Helios, Hyper, and DragonX are all up hundreds of percent there. Pretty awesome, eh? Pretty awesome. Don't resist, get in, they say. Still early, still super early. Kind of cool. Let's jump through some of those comments. That's from everything from Jake Sharp, the founder of TitanX. Pretty cool. Let's quickly go to Eric from DragonX and have a look at some of his posts. So what do we have here? Let's jump up there. Going through DragonX. This is Eric. Let's see. Scroll up there. Yeah, see, they're trying to tie in Ivan on tech with this big influence to spread the word, which is a good idea. They have a friendship stream is coming this Monday, so that if you want to get more from Eric, it's going to have Randy Alaski, no bull. It's going to bet some crypto there, so that's coming up with Eric. So that'll be a pretty big interview on Monday. DragonX is like a retro soundtrack. Yeah, certainly. Let's move fast for that. Understand that I didn't build a DragonX to suck like most tokens. Jake Sharp and I built projects to shift the industry towards quality, like Richard did last cycle. A lot of you are holding some real junk in your wallets. Consider swapping DragonX and swapping those rubbish tokens for DragonX and TitanX. There we go. Let's see here. So someone here says DragonX is over 400 ETH coming to burn its supply, and 400 ETH coming to burn TitanX. What does it say here? TitanX miners are going to profitable again sooner than you think. That's what I've been saying as well. We've had the highest inflation days we're ever going to see, and we showed that on the charts. The cool thing is that he says likely more after Hydra. Absolutely. It's going to absolutely explode. Now, what we're going to get 5 to 8% of the total supply burned. We could have, I don't know, we're going to get 10 trillion TitanX going through Hydra. I mean, all sorts of numbers are out there. It's going to be pretty big. Nevertheless, I think we sort of looked at they 7 or 8 million, but I mean, it could be really surprised the upside. It's going to be pretty interesting. Now the question is there enough TitanX? It's going to be for everything that's coming. That's the other thing, right? That means price go up, right? Price go up. DragonX has breached its second 10x that it was 18 hours ago. It's going up to these 10x price rates, and we're already above that now. We were just above that entering the second rate. So that would take us from 5 zeros into 4 zeros. Top of that range would be 4 zeros, 8,400. So that's why I'm saying you got to next week is kind of really key for getting into a lot of these projects early, a lot of these big blue chips, because the re-rates to another price level. And TitanX is going deflationary. 2,000 users, 700 liquidity. Kind of obvious the party is just getting started. Well, we know close to 2,300 now. So kind of cool. Let's just scroll some of this. See, people 11 hours ago, people dumping their entire DragonX stack. Price does not even flinch. Hydra effect, yeah, absolutely. Hydra's coming, folks. Next week. Let's jump through some of those. What comment was that one? Unbelievable that there was only 2,000 DragonX holders. Probably 30% are multi-wallets. We need to pump this number up, DragonX. Honestly, I'd rather have 30,000 iron hands at the top than 100,000 lettuce hands, says Eric. Let's see here. In 8 weeks, DragonX holder count will be double at current growth rates. This is decreasing daily, yeah. So up 292 in the last week. I said that was we just crossed over that 2,000 mark, up 15%. Imagine in 8 weeks at this growth rate would be way up, right? At 2x that, so 4,000. So pretty crazy. I don't want to see cheap DragonX anywhere. Well, Hydra is coming, right? There's Hydra coming. And let's see what else. That is it from Eric. So those are the two of the key founders there of those two big protocols. And that is pretty much it on that. So kind of cool. Let's go and wrap up with the TitanX chart again. Have a quick look at that. So this is everything that's coming down the line, folks. And look at that. And a few other things are not on here, of course, but this is the bulk of a lot of stuff that we know of at the moment, including some of the third buy and burn vortex coming on the 19th, the hyper payout on the 96th, and of course coming up in October is the TitanX 369 payout, and of course that's around $6 million at the moment. And the DragonX buy and burn is going to get bigger. Will we see X28 in October? Seems likely with the share burn feature. So multi-chain, and we're going to have stablecoin, multi-chain, cross token acceptance, and some of these NFTs for ODCs. It's all coming to TitanX. It's going to be massively crazy. You guys hear it early. The next week is really critical to accumulate positions, whether it's hyper mining, whether it's buying TitanX, whatever that is, getting into the game. And of course, TitanX is going to go to deflationary pretty soon after this last of the inflation, but really coming out here in September. Now, that is where we are at the moment. Let's jump over to, we're going to get into Zen next. I think we're coming into Zen. Zen is going to be X1 chain, so we're going to get into all that. It had a bit of nice move overnight. What else comments we got there? Now, I just want to wrap up with some comments I didn't mention before, like from Priority One there. Priority One says, yeah, Titan Legends, LGNDX, TitanX hybrid NFT marketplace. First customer is going to be the DragonX hybrid NFTs from Eric. Now, those are already on the DragonX side there. You can do OTCs there with those. E.g., the Emperor 99 billion. So that's one of the NFTs. DragonX locked means this picture is worth over $600,000 US a year. Some of those NFTs there on the DragonX market. So also will be going to the Titan Legends marketplace for NFTs. So the NFT space is growing, and particularly related to the token supply as well, locked in as NFTs. So yeah, really bullish on that one. Good comment there. Yeah, let's go LGNDX. Looks like we're going to Monday. Get your TitanX ready, guys. That's for that token on Monday drop there. We already see the founder Rudy there of JKX, the meme coin, do extremely well, as we pointed out earlier. So a lot of good stuff coming down the line there. Trina says Jack Levin is still active in DragonX and Hydra Telegram. Yeah. So that's the other thing, is as we cross over into Zen and X1 chain, Jack Levin dropped into DragonX Hydra and is getting involved. Looks like he's wanting to participate in this bullish market as well. He sees the value there, and it may have some association either directly within TitanX or associated to X1 chain, which is going to be launching probably the most advanced chain in the world. It's going to have IGN layer, many other features, first Solana fork, etc. Yeah, could have block rewards for project teams and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty epic. A DEX, lots of cool things in it, all the bells and whistles, 100,000 transactions per second, stuff like that. So really good point there from Trent, and Jack is around. So let's jump over to the charts here for Zen at the moment. So there's a couple of ways of getting in on X1. The X1 chain, which hasn't launched yet, but looks like it's getting very close based on some of the teasers from Jack Levin. You can buy Zen on 13 chains. It's going to all have different value, but ETH chain obviously is probably the most valuable. Base chain and others might be pretty good. Pulsechain, Optimism, things like that might be good. Other chains for picking up Zen. The prices are really cheap off the bottom right now, so you want to get in while you can. Obviously, you can DCA. There's a bit more inflation coming out in September for Zen on Ethereum, but it's probably a good zone to start accumulating. And we saw the market rally overnight. So look at that. Did a nice, it's up 15.7% on the old Zen price on Ethereum. And that's good. 415K volume, 164 makers. So that's definitely gone up quite nicely. And we pretty much called that, and it's going up. Pretty cool. So looking on the daily, of course, the daily chart still looks pretty bad. But you always got to try and pick the bottom. And X1 chain is finally just about here. We know that X1 chain is technically ready. They're just doing the wallet and tokenomics. Wallets advancing. We've seen a lot of updates on that. We're going to check that in a minute. But this could be huge, potentially tens of X's. Now, we're still presuming that there's going to be some sort of burn parties or credit auctions for allocating XN to the Zen tokens. So we'll have that confirmed. Obviously, they're finalizing the tokenomics for that and allocation of the XN coin. There's only going to be 1 billion XN coins. Yeah, so some of it's going to here, some of it's going to go to the Zen block mining, which you can do. I've covered that before. And then the other one is Zelona mining as well, which I don't participate in, but that is out there as well. I think they're probably finishing up mining that, I think by September, if I remember rightly. It was going to be 3 or 4 months, something like that. But Crypto Bra and Trees, who are two influencers in Zen, they cover that sort of stuff every day or every couple of days. So you can go check out Crypto Bra or Trees on that one. So that's kind of the play there at the moment on the daily. A very good pickup zone. Obviously, you could possibly leave it for a couple of weeks. We'll see. Probably go a couple of weeks up your sleeve, and of course, keep making those X's on Zen, TitanX, and other stuff like that. Definitely a big opportunity. So let's jump over to. Let's go. I'll post the chart here if you want to check that out on the old Zen. It's a Zen chart. And yeah, you can find out more details in our strategy club. Links, you can join up to that, $35 a month. Pretty good value, and we just keep feeding intel in there. And that's the link there if you want to join up to that. Way to go. All right, let's jump over to Jack Levin. How are we doing? An hour and 15 minutes, not too bad. So Jack's been putting out some real big teasers. So X1 branding, he's talked about wallet credits for those who are Zen block mining. Remember, that's one of the ways to get into some of the allocation for XN. And of course, at the moment, look at that. Soon, let connect Ethereum address to FVM address there on Solana. Wallet status connected. So that's all coming. Pretty awesome. I'm going to repost that. If you guys want to check out more of Jack Levin, I'll post the link there too. Jack Levin, the founder of Zen and X1. X1. Let me Zen and X1. That is the link there. Kind of cool. There we go. Jack Levin. What's that Brandon saying? Dragon X about to enter 4-0 territory. Really? Well, we might come back to that, but that's pretty exciting. It's just going up and away. All right, so let's jump up. Let's scroll up here a bit further. Honest question: if you were Blast, why did you sell? Now they want to launch the tokens at a lower price. That's why he's talking about the Blast here. Blast has sort of had a big price at the beginning. And you can see then it just died off, right? This got sold down by all the early players with large volumes. And so he wants to avoid that by starting at a lower price and having the tokens go up. So we know XN is going to be the coin or fee coin for X1. There's going to be only 1 billion of those. So it's going to get allocated to a lot of people that are pre-mining on the Zen blocks and Solana. And of course, people that hold Zen, that's another way of getting in. And of course, he's going to have XNM, which is called Zenium. And that's what people are mining with Zen blocks at the moment. And of course, he's also going to have super blocks. They're going to be some sort of multiplier, as we understand it, for a staking Zenium. So you can stake Zenium and you earn XN coins. Another way. That's why people are pre-mining. And of course, super blocks may give you an amplifier on that. That's the only comments we've seen around that. And of course, we've got XUni, right, coins as well. You're mining all those coins at once, kind of cool like that. And that's going to be part of the DEX that they're going to have on X1. So that could be pretty cool as well. So, yeah, that's coming up. And, of course, he's trying to get launched tokens at a lower price so they can have a rally to the upside rather than elsewhere there. So it's pretty interesting. Now, some of the other bullish stuff here is being Zen block miners. What do you think of the idea for XNM bridging from EVM to SVM? I'm no expert, but be kind. So it's from Jack Levin. Wild idea. What if Zen block tokens that aren't bridged to SVM are considered and automatically staked for XN yield? A lot of people are going to be wanting these tokens, so we might see as much selling pressure because people will want to stake in the XN coin. This would act as an incentive for XNM and XBLK to remain on EVM accounts and reduce the circulating supply on X1 and may help to reduce dumping. XN yield could be calculated and allocated for the moment the user connects accounts to the EVM to SVM. It would also entice future miners to mine with multiple different wallets, seed phrases, which leads to better decentralization. So that is out there. So you can sort of see we've been getting a lot of bullish stuff from him at the moment. Now, you know that we've got the green circle for TitanX. Well, at the moment, they're trying to, the official news for X1 is trying to put this in your profile. I've done that for mine, but you can actually copy that and then put your username in your X profile. It's just a way of getting that out as well. Just like Jake Levin himself has got those details for X1. So you can have both the green and, can put that in there. So if I go to my account, so let's go to my account. Oh, it's this one here, isn't it? If we we go to my account, you can see that up the top there, got X Superman Crypto X1. Now, if you guys aren't following me on X, give me a follow and share that around. I know that some of you want to hit me up there, so do that. And if you've got a any founders like in TitanX and stuff like that, they want to do get on the live stream, they can hit me up on DMs at Superman Crypto 8. I'll try to get Superman Crypto, but of course that's all gone. I had to go right up to number 8 to get there, but they can do that. All right, don't give me a follow as well. I need to get a blue tick on there as well, so rank myself up on the algorithm there. So that's everything from them. Now I'm not sure what we got there. I think that's it from Zen. So Zen price doing pretty well. Let's just quickly go back to DragonX because I think someone said the DragonX was really starting to ramp up there, about to lose a 0. Well, still got a bit of work to do, but it's getting there. 9,500 ratios at 12.9, so it's going up. Now this ratio could go up really, really big once Hydra launches next week. Like we could get trillions of expecting trillions of TitanX to go into Hydra. And man, this thing could get a pretty legit deal. It's going to be interesting to see versus the whales, transitioning out. But like I say, the LP pool's only got so much TitanX in at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how the ebbs and flows occur there as DragonX gets burned off. All right, that's pretty much it. And now on 20, what a show, what a show. And you can see behind me the Titan Legends. That token's coming up potentially on Monday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We've got Spiracy in the house there, so family. Good to see you. All right, let's go to the poll and see how people got engaged. I haven't done this sort of poll for ages. Let's see. We're going to go to Hex Token channel first, see what the results are. We've got 27 votes, so huge thank you to everybody that voted. Really appreciate it. What have you done? Subscribe, 29%. Awesome. Thank you so much. Hit the bell and the like button, 14%. Thank you so much for that. Shared the channel, 3%. Do appreciate the shares. Shares really help a lot, especially on X channel. So if you want to spread the word, I'll be covering TitanX pretty full on. And I think I'm the only one doing it at the moment. Maybe there's two others maybe doing in such detailed level, like really covering everything. Then probably probably the only one there at the moment. Let me know if there's somebody else. I think there's another guy that does general coverage, but not only on charts, not on all the details. So you definitely want to get that. If you want to go to the next level as well, join our strategy club. The link is in the video description and in the chat. That's $35 a month. So really good value for talking about all the alpha that we're going to be getting, and we put that in as early as we can. Kind of cool. We've got some big players in TitanX and stuff in our strategy club, so it's a good value to be in there. Let's go have a look at Superman Crypto and end the poll there. Let's see how we did over there. Let's go up there. So yeah, what have you done? So we've got 12 votes over there. So a big shout out to Superman Crypto. That's definitely getting more engagement. All of the above, 66%. So let's hit the bell and like buttons, 25%. Subscribe, 8%. Shared the channel. No one shared the channel there, but we got 66% of the above, so someone must have done it. We got 66% over there, so pretty shout out there for that. Now I'm going to go to Superman, Pulsechain X. No, I haven't got a poll on there, so that's all right. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I'll catch you again for tomorrow. I never know. Maybe we'll get some of these founders on the live stream as well. It could be a lot of fun over the next couple of days. Maybe the Titan Legends Rudy is out there somewhere. Could be pretty cool. I think that's it. Now, I just want to make a big shout out to some of the people in the chat who made really good comments as usual. Priority One, big shout out to you for that. Great to see some new names as well, like Hexile in the house there, Titanium. Really good to see you guys in the house. Obviously, a big shout out to some of the regulars like Excavator, Tintop, more Hex. Big shout out to you. Lies beneath, of course. Check my pulse. Doug's out there too. Bad Sports dropping some alpha as well. Big shout out Bad Sports as well. Dev as well. Dev in the house. Yeah, and we haven't forgot about the Inferno there. Good to see Bad Sports. Dev there. Inferno mint tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Kind of cool. Big shout out to Trent. Big shout out to you as well. Brendan, of course, our TA guru in the house. Trent, doing a great job. Who else there? Brian, our community leader, always crushing it. Let's see. I think that's it, everybody. Is it? Just about. Yeah, we got Conspiracy Crypto in the house as well. And yeah, good show, boss. Here's Brian. Thanks so much. And see you. Yeah, big shout out there. All right, take care, everybody. Peace out. TitanX to the moon. DragonX to the moon. Hydra to the moon. Hyper to the moon. Inferno to the moon. Blaze to the moon. Zen to the moon. X1 to the moon. Pulsechain to the moon. Crypto to the moon. And bull market. Man, is it going to take off in October? Imagine all this pumpamentals right now. Hyperdeflation October. Crypto bull market October. Starts running into Christmas. Man, if everything lays out the land, it could be unbelievable. Yeah, boy. All right. Take care, everybody. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.